Hello friends, we will solve the numerical. Determine the natural frequency of the system. What is natural frequency? If the external force is removed after giving an initial displacement to the system, then the system vibrates on its own due to internal elastic forces. Such type of vibration is known as free vibration, and the frequency of that free vibration is known as the natural frequency. So today we will determine the natural frequency. What is use of natural frequency? If the natural frequency coincide with the external excitation frequency, at that time the system vibrates with largest amplitude and it may leads to failure. That condition is known as resonance. So whenever we are determining the natural frequencies of the system, what we are determining, the external excitation frequency should not match with that omega n or natural frequency. Here one system is given. The system includes the pulley, mass and spring. Okay, and the pulley having radius small r, having mass capital M, and the mass M is attached to the spring by means of inextensible string, and it is on the pulley for a 180 degree as it is shown. So we have to determine the natural frequency of the corresponding system. Whenever we are determining the natural frequency of the system, we know there are two methods. First one is the equilibrium method or D'Alembert principle, and second one is the energy method. Now we will solve this numerical by the D'Alembert principle or equilibrium method. For that one, we have to understand the physical condition of the corresponding system. So, first step for the solution is the equilibrium method. In an equilibrium method, what we are doing, we are going for free body diagram of the system components. Then we will go for the individual component D'Alembert principle. Means what? Summation of external excitation force plus inertia forces is equal to 0. After that we will compare this equation, we will rearrange this equation and we will compare this equation with the fundamental equation of SHM, and then we will determine the omega n of the system. Here we will go understand the situation first, what kind of vibration mode will occur here, and then we will go for its proper analysis. So first step is to determine the FBD. Okay, for FBD, if the mass small m is displayed by linear distance x downward, the pulley will rotate by an angle theta in anti-clockwise direction. Means what? We have to display this mass m downward. At that time this pulley will rotate like this anti-clockwise and this k will be get extended. So first motion, this mass m is moving downward, and at that time this corresponding mass capital M or pulley will rotate anti-clockwise by an angle theta, and this corresponding k will be extended by x distance, as it is the extended by x distance, so it will be get extended by x distance. So we will go for its FBD right now. its FBD is like this. When mass m is displayed from its mean position by x distance downward, motion is downward. Okay, at that time this a point will reaches to the a dash point. A point will be reaches to the a dash point. Okay, so this angle theta, very small angle theta, will be the angular rotation in anti-clockwise for pulley, and this spring get extended by a x distance. It get elongated by x distance. Means what? We can see here, as this small m mass is displayed by x distance, the corresponding theta is the angular rotation. Means what? The x from a to a dash, if the theta is a small angle, a to a dash is approximately equal to x, and that x is equal to r sine theta. But as this theta angle is very small, so we can write the r into theta. So x is equal to r into theta. Please keep in your mind, x is equal to r into theta, and the spring get extended by distance x, and so that x again r into theta. I hope everybody understand this. Please comment in comment box. After this motion analysis, we will go for proper analysis of small mass, small m, and then we will go for the corresponding FBD of the capital M, means pulley. So here angular displacement of the pulley in anti-clockwise direction is theta. Then we know the omega is angular velocity. So angular velocity omega can be written as a theta dot. It can be written as a theta dot. And angular acceleration of the pulley can be written as theta double dot. Means it's a derivative with respect to time. For if we are taking d theta by dt is equal to theta dot, and if we are taking again the differentiation with respect to time, at that time theta double dot represents the acceleration. Similarly, we can go for the corresponding linear displacement of small m is equal to x. Okay, and that x is equal to r theta. We already seen here. So x is equal to r theta. So linear velocity of small m mass is x dot, and that will be equal to r theta dot. You have to take differentiation. Then linear acceleration of mass small m, x double dot, is the r theta double dot. Please keep in your mind. So angular displacement theta, angular velocity theta dot, angular acceleration of pulley theta double dot, linear displacement of small m, x dot, and acceleration x double dot. Now we will go for its motion analysis. What kind of motion is occurring into the system, and then we will draw its FBD. Here the motion analysis is there. Okay, in this one the corresponding motion is downward. The mass m is displayed from its mean position by x distance downward. Means this string get stretch. Here tension T will occur. So this T represents the tension in a string. As motion is downward, inertia force mass into acceleration m into x double dot will present upward. Then we will go for the motion analysis of the capital M mass, means pulley. As this mass is moved, small m moved downward, it will get rotated anti-clockwise direction by an angle theta. Means motion is anti-clockwise. Hence we can say the angular torque will act, inertia torque will act opposite to the corresponding motion, and that will be, as we know the mass into acceleration for the linear condition. So for angular condition, it is I theta double dot. What is this I? I is the moment of inertia of the capital M mass or pulley. Capital M mass or pulley. Then as we are moving this mass downward, it get rotated, and at the same time the spring get extended. Due to that one, restoring force capital K into X will be present in a spring. So first, initially we will go for this mass. Okay, FBD, we will draw the FBD of the corresponding mass. Motion is downward, so inertia force mass into acceleration m x double dot will be moved upward, and the T tension in a string will be upward. So we will take the summation of inertia force and the system force. It will be, so inertia force plus system force is equal to 0. M x double dot plus T equal to 0. So T is equal to minus M into x double dot. We know that the x double dot, here you can see x double dot is equal to R into theta double dot. So capital T is minus M R theta double dot. Okay, so I can say this is the equation number 1. After the corresponding mass motion analysis, we will go for the capital M motion analysis. So in capital M means pulley, we will assume the IO, moment of inertia of pulley, and that will be having a unit kg meter square. Then capital M is the mass of pulley in kilogram, and small r is the radius of pulley, and that will be in meter. Then we will go for its analysis, motion analysis. Here you can see the capital T is acting downward, so I drawn its capital T. Motion is anti-clockwise, so the I theta double dot will act clockwise, and Kx is a restoring force present in a spring. Okay, and that will be act downward, it try to restore. So what will be the D'Alembert principle? D'Alembert principle will be equal to the inertia torque plus external torque, as it is angular motion, so inertia torque, okay, plus external torque is equal to 0, so here we are having the equation like this. I am taking the clockwise motion as a positive motion. So here I theta double dot is the clockwise, so I consider as a positive. Then the kx, this kx moving like this, okay, into r, that will be torque applied for the on the pulley, and I am considering that as a positive. So clockwise is a positive. I theta double dot plus kx into r minus, here r is the distance, the tension T is acting downward, so correspondingly T into perpendicular distance, and that is anti-clockwise, so I am considering it as a minus. So r theta double dot plus kxr minus tr, we know the tr is equal to, so what is capital T is equal to, so capital T is equal to minus mr theta double dot, and again we know what is meant by the corresponding theta, what is meant by the corresponding x is equal to r into theta, so put the values here in an equation, and that will be the I theta double dot plus k, x is replaced by r into theta into r minus t is replaced by minus small m r theta double dot as present here, into small r is equal to 0, okay. So this r and r will become r square, similarly r and r become r square, okay. So here we will have I theta double dot plus k r square theta plus m r square theta double dot is equal to 0. As here we are having theta double dot and theta double dot, we can take this as a common and we can rearrange the terms. So by rearranging the terms, we will get I O plus m r square theta double dot plus k r square theta is equal to 0. But again we can rearrange the term. So it is a theta double dot plus k r square, this bracket is downward, I O plus m r square into theta is equal to 0. Then we know that the moment of inertia of the pulley is one half mass into r square, so 1/2 capital M r square, okay. Put this value here. So theta double dot plus k r square divided by 1/2 m r square plus small m r square into theta, which is equal to 0. Here r square can be cancelled. So the theta double dot will be theta double dot plus k divided by 1/2 capital M plus small m theta is equal to 0. We will compare this equation. We will compare this differential equation with the fundamental equation of motion. For angular motion, the fundamental equation of motion is theta double dot plus omega n into theta is equal to 0. So by comparing this equation and this equation, we will get omega n square is equal to k m upon 2. Okay, here this term is considered as a omega n square. So m upon 2 plus m and take the square root. So omega n will be equal to square root of k by m, square root of k divided by m by 2 plus small m, and that will be in radians per second. So similarly, Fn to convert this radians per second into hertz, 1 upon 2 pi square root of k by m divided by 2 plus small m, that will be in hertz. So this is done by D'Alembert principle. Okay, I hope everybody understand this one. Here very crucial part is to understand this diagram. I will revise this diagram once and then we will conclude this numerical. Here the mass m is displayed from its mean position. Motion is downward. Hence the inertia force of this corresponding mass will act upward. Okay, so tension T and this inertia force is present in the corresponding mass small m, and here motion is anti-clockwise. Theta is moving anti-clockwise due to the lower motion of this mass m. So that will be give you the motion anti-clockwise, and the inertia torque will act clockwise. As k get extended, as spring get extended, so restoring force kx will act downward. This is the key of the corresponding numerical. Okay, and the angular motion theta double dot has to be properly correlated with the x. If you remember these 2 points, then you can solve such kind of numericals very easily. Thank you everyone.